The Zephyrian ambassador's mandibles clicked in what passed for laughter among his species as he gestured toward the holographic display. Kepler 442c rotated slowly in the center of the council chamber, its crimson surface scarred with volcanic ridges and prowling with nightmarish creatures. "You cannot be serious," Ambassador Thexkar wheezed, his four eyes gleaming with amusement. "The humans wish to establish a colony on Infernus? That death world has consumed 3 of our most elite military expeditions. The Krokan shock troops lasted barely 6 standard cycles before the Shadowmaws tore them apart." Admiral Chen Wei stood impassively before the Galactic Council, her weathered hands clasped behind her back. Around the circular chamber, representatives from dozens of species murmured their agreement with the Zephyrian. The insectoid Vex clicked disapprovingly, while the crystalline resonance chimed their skepticism in harmonic frequencies. "The planet's designation is accurate," rumbled Chancellor Grox of the Titan Collective, his rocky features grinding together as he spoke. "We named it Infernus for good reason. Surface temperatures reach 60 degrees Celsius in the shade. The atmosphere is barely breathable. The flora secretes neurotoxins and the fauna—" He paused, his granite-like skin darkening. "The fauna exists solely to kill." Chen's expression didn't change. "We're aware of the challenges." "Challenges?" The Aquarian delegate's gills fluttered in distress. "Admiral, the blood-fang serpents grow to 30 meters in length. The ironback stalkers hunt in coordinated packs of 50. The very ground moves with carnivorous root systems. No species has survived there longer than a standard month." "Then it sounds perfect," Chen replied simply. The chamber fell silent. Even the ever-present hum of the station's life support system seemed to pause. Thexkar leaned forward, his compound eyes reflecting the hellish glow of the planet's surface. "Admiral, with respect, humans are soft. You lack natural armor, claws, or toxin resistance. Your reaction times are mediocre, your strength unremarkable. What could you possibly hope to accomplish where our greatest warriors have failed?" Chen smiled, and something in that expression made several council members shift uncomfortably. "Permission to deploy, Chancellor?" 3 months later, the Galactic Council received their first report from Infernus. Thexkar read it twice before his translator finished processing the data. "Impossible," he chittered. "The humans report 17 successful settlements across the northern continent. They claim to have domesticated the Shadowmaws." Chancellor Grox pulled up the video feeds. The footage showed humans in lightweight environmental suits working alongside creatures that had terrorized galactic nightmares. Massive Shadowmaws, their obsidian hides scarred but docile, helped haul construction materials. Blood-fang serpents coiled peacefully around human-built structures, their lethal fangs retracted. "How?" whispered the Aquarian delegate. The answer came 6 months later when Admiral Chen requested a diplomatic visit. The council members who volunteered for the journey expected to find a handful of desperate survivors clinging to heavily fortified bunkers. Instead, their shuttle descended toward a thriving colony of nearly 10,000 humans. Children played in courtyards where ironback stalkers lounged in the artificial shade. Teenagers raced through obstacle courses that incorporated live thornwhip vines, laughing as they dodged the plant's reflexive strikes. Adults worked in teams, some monitoring the local predators while others expanded the settlement's perimeter. "Welcome to Camp Darwin," Chen said as she greeted the stunned delegates. "Our most advanced training facility." Thexkar's mandibles hung open. "Training facility?" "You were right about humans being soft," Chen admitted, leading them through the settlement. "Compared to most species, we're physically unremarkable. But evolution gave us something else instead." She gestured toward a group of teenagers who were learning to navigate between sleeping razorclaw beetles. Adaptability, pattern recognition, the ability to find opportunity in any environment. They passed a classroom where human instructors taught young adults how to read Shadowmaw body language. Another building housed a laboratory where scientists had developed symbiotic relationships with the carnivorous plant life, using the plant's own toxins to create advanced medical treatments. "Every species sees Infernus as a death world," Chen continued. We see it as the universe's most comprehensive survival course. Our children who grow up here don't just survive in extreme environments, they thrive in them. They learn to see predators not as threats, but as potential allies. They understand that every ecosystem, no matter how hostile, can be worked with rather than worked against. Chancellor Grok stopped in front of a training ground where humans sparred with juvenile bloodfang serpents, using the creature's natural hunting patterns to improve their own reflexes. You're turning your young into living weapons. We're turning them into living bridges, Chen corrected, between species, between environments, between what seems impossible and what simply hasn't been tried yet. She pointed skyward, where human-designed spacecraft launched regularly. Last week, we mediated a territorial dispute between two spacefaring species by showing them how to share resources the way shadow maws and thornwhips do. Next month, we're establishing a training exchange program with the Krokan military. 6 months after that first diplomatic visit, the Galactic Council passed Resolution 2847. Infernus was formally redesignated as a human protectorate and recognized as the galaxy's premier training ground for extreme environment operations. Applications for human-led survival training courses backlogged for years. Thexkar, now serving as the Zephyrian liaison to the human colonies, still clicked his mandibles but no longer in laughter. How did we miss it? He asked Chen during one of their regular meetings. How did none of us see what you saw in that world? Chen watched through the viewport as a group of mixed-species cadets learned to work together, guided by human instructors who moved through the lethal landscape like it was their natural habitat. Maybe because you were looking for a place to conquer, she said. We were looking for a place to call home. Outside, a shadow maw roared in the distance, not in aggression, but in greeting as another human patrol returned from the wilderness. On Infernus, even the predators had learned to recognize the sound of family coming home.